Rich Rising. So, I pray you're well. As always, thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for being guided to this video. These two birds are on the, I don't know, wood chips, like kind of following each other. It's a bluebird and it's a regular little birdie. Let me get back to my message. Thank you for clicking on my channel. Thank you for coming to this video. Thank you for taking a moment to be present. Thank you for being guided to this video. Thank you for just being here and allowing yourself to connect. I have a couple of things I'm gonna channel, and I want to get out to the best of my ability because I just reached an epiphany point, or I had an epiphany, and it just, everything is coming together and it's making sense. Whatever didn't make sense before, it has revealed, unveiled, unraveled, and has been brought to my awareness. So I feel the need to share the message with others who are on this same journey, who have been traveling this path, who are getting ready to travel this path, who are anticipating their next steps, who get a little bit of anxiety from knowing the future is coming regardless. You know, anybody who has dealt with depression, sadness, whatever. That's the point of this video. Let me, I don't know if you can hear the train in the background. Let me cleanse really quick. I'm outside, so I don't really need to, but it helps me with pillows. Love is patient, love is kind. It keeps no record of wrongdoing. It does not dwell in evil or wickedness. It is not self-righteous. It is not boastful. It is not self-seeking. Love perseveres. Love endures. Love conquers all. Yeah. And also, touch not my anointed. Do my prophets no harm. For now, I bear the marks of Jesus on my body. Let no one cause me trouble. What's the other one that comes to mind? Do not touch the trees. I know it's the earth. Something else. Don't touch the trees, the earth. Something else until I have sealed the marks of God's servants on their foreheads. There's a couple of scriptures that came to mind. The main thing is on this frequency of love, right? On this frequency of healing, on this frequency of loving who you are, you will have to confront your demons, whether they're demons of your past, whether they're demons of your present, whether they're demons that have yet to come to surface moving towards the future. And sometimes these demons are spirits that get passed on from our living environments, from our parental vessels, from siblings, from so-called friends, from, you know, situations and scenarios that we've been exposed to, or we participated in, or we were, you know, we just happened to be there. You absorb everything because anything that has a spirit carries energy, which means it's essentially alive. And you have to confront these things in order to release these things. Because even once you move past these obstacles, right, these trials and these tribulations, these unforeseen battles that come your way, something that you know is trying to keep you stagnant, trying to keep you from reaching your fullest potential, trying to keep you in a lower vibration, a lower energy, and a lower wavelength. You confront it. You have to sit with it. You have to accept it for what it is, whether you understand it or not. And then you ultimately have to release it. So in a sense, it's purging, and it's trying your best to cleanse your energy as often as possible, especially when things get sent your way that don't really warrant, that don't even have anything to do with you. Light attracts a lot of darkness, but what most fail to understand is that light comes from darkness. So it was something, a Seer's World, I don't know her name, but that's her channel. She said, and it made perfect sense, she said that the darkness that you're in, or that you were once in, will emulate the light that you are currently embracing. Those weren't her exact words, but that's how I remember it being said to the best of my ability. I just try to relay the message. And once you face your battles and you conquer these demons and you know, confront these spirits, right? Whether it's the spirit of guilt, the spirit of anger, the spirit of bitterness, the spirit of jealousy, the spirit of anxiety, the spirit of depression, the spirit of sadness. Once you confront these spirits and you release them, that is regaining your power and owning your magic to alchemize and transmute. A lot of people don't understand what transmutation is, what alchemizing is. So you have to take time to sit with yourself. I know I started, and sometimes I do say prayers. I started this video with a couple of scriptures, but even going back to God, it's not about going to church. It's not about carrying religious ways or religious beliefs, because majority of the time people in church, speaking on experience from what I've seen and what I know to be true, and just nobody can tell me otherwise, because I listen to my intuition and I've received many downloads and confirmations from the universe that many religious people, many religious people and many churchgoers, they are oftentimes the most wicked people out there, because whatever they call themselves believing in, they don't even uphold those standards, right? So they place them on other people, but they don't carry them. They might do it on a Sunday that they go to church, or every Sunday that they go to church, or however many days out of the week that they decide to go to church for fellowship and getting together, and however you call it. The reality is, it's not about those things. It's not about any of those things. It's about the connection that you have to Source, to God, to Jesus, to yourself. Are you trying to portray an image, or are you trying to remain true to yourself and uphold whatever commandments have been written for you, and whatever your assignment is that was given to you? Are you answering it? Are you honoring it? Are you listening? You have to be obedient. And the first step towards obedience, right, is being conscious. A lot of people are not in the right mental states, in the right mental space, in the right mindsets, because of these demons, because of these spirits, because of these things that they've been exposed to, that have now been playing with their mind, been playing with their body, been playing with their soul, and it's turned them into something that wasn't even written for them to be. We all have free will to choose our way. So if you allow a demon or an entity or a spirit to take over your physical vessel, you can't get mad at anybody. Many don't wake up in this lifetime. Many are not meant to wake up in this lifetime. So I'm speaking to the people who are on a path to understanding and not only embracing the peace and stillness within themselves and the connection with themselves and the connection with source and the connection with spirit and the connection with the universe, but making sure they put that goodness back out there. These are the people I'm speaking to, because only they will understand. Some will wake up, some won't, some will answer, some won't, and not everybody gets called. And even for the ones who do get called, not everybody answers. So you have to understand that when you are on this path of healing, self-healing, right, you are dealing with many different unforeseen battles, unseen forces that come your way on a daily. I don't know if you just heard the dog. It comes your way on a daily because it's trying to test you, to create blockages, to try to keep you in the state that you're in, whether it's a lack state of mind, a mental lack, a spiritual lack, an emotional lack, a physical lack, because everything ties into the mind, body, and soul. So when these things come your way, you have to have a strong foundation with self, because essentially that feeds the relationship that you have with source, with God, because God lives within us. It's not about going to church. It's not about getting with these like-minded individuals, because even when your tribe comes your way, you still have to do work on yourself. Like can attract like, but like can also attract opposite. And that's simply because when source chooses to use you, there is no limit to what source will do. If source can bring you up out of whatever darkness you were once in and alchemize and transmute for your highest possible good, for the greater good, right, of you, you don't think source is doing that for other people? Some get called, some get sent, and some just do it because it's in. But wherever you fall at in between the lines, you want to try your best to always remain true to yourself. Because by remaining true to yourself and honoring yourself, your mind, body, and soul, you're honoring God as well. Because we were all created with equality. We were all created with the same opportunities in life, especially if you have breath to do things differently. Not everybody wakes up the next morning. Some people pass before the day is over. Some people pass in their sleep. There's many different scenarios. We're not here to focus on that right here, right now. We're here to focus on where you currently are, what is currently going on, where you currently want to go, where you're being led to go, what you're being told to do, what you're being asked to do. It's not about what job you're working at. It's not even about getting rich, because what's the point of getting rich and receiving all these worldly things? You're not even right within. What does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? And a lot of people in this world are chasing materialistic objects, because that's simply what they are, objects. It's for ego. It feeds the ego. It fuels the ego. It's instant gratification to make you feel like you're doing something, when in reality, are you taking care of your mental health? Have you been checking on your mental health? Have you been checking on your spiritual wellness? Have you been checking on your emotional health? Have you been checking in on your physical? You know, because all these things are essential to your vessel that you're housed, that your soul is housed in. You can go to church all day long and read a Bible and know scriptures. Do not be deceived by these people, places, or things. Don't even be deceived by me. This is where discernment comes in. But me, for example, I'm not here to create any kind of illusions. I'm not here to paint a picture that's not real. I'm not here to detour anybody. I'm just here simply allowing myself to be used in a way in which, because of all the magic that has happened and all the healing that has been brought into my life, and because of the confirmations, affirmations, spiritual nudges of just allowing myself to be conscious. Source has done it for me, Source is doing it for other people, and Source will use me to help other people as well. That's the way it works. It's unity. The lower vibrational source doesn't want unity because it comes to steal, kill, and destroy. The world is lost. Do not try to follow the world. Do not try to follow sheep. You have to be a leader. Move. Get out the way if you don't know what you're doing. Work on yourself until you find your common grounds. And you also have to be willing and ready. In order for obedience to take place, you have to be ready for change. You have to be willing to give up whatever you thought you were in control of to allow Source, Spirit, the universe to guide you, because we don't know what's going on. We only know what we see, and majority of the time what we see is not even reality. And the only reason I'm not trying to go hard about church, the only reason why I speak on it is because a lot of people are unaware, so I'm bringing it to light. For example, it's like going to a nail shop, right? Or going to a hair salon to get your hair done, or the nail shop to get your nails done, your toes done, whatever maintenance. You can go there as often as you like, right? To get treatment, to get pampered, to get, wellness for your body, or to treat your hair, to rejuvenate your hair, to cleanse your hair, to try to get your hair in a better state that it was currently in, or where it used to be in. But the reality of it is you can go to these places as often as you like. What matters most is what you're doing outside of going to these settings, right? Because yes, you can go to a nail shop, yes, you can go to a hair salon, but a nail salon or a hair salon can only work with what you've brought to them. And even though they can make something look nice or give you treatment in that moment, in that present time that you go, that you went, or whatever the case is, it's up to you, the lifespan and the wellness and the longevity on the road to progression, how your progression will be, how it will look like, because you still have to do the work outside of going to these places. I hope this metaphor makes sense. You will face many battles, but do not be fearful. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Know that you're not alone, even if you feel alone. How many people who are on a road to a healthier lifestyle and, are on a spiritual path and have answered their calling and are trying to better themselves, you will have to spend time in solitude, simply because you have to come to your own understanding of self. You have to come to your own understanding of everything that has transpired in your life. You have to come to your own understanding of your magic, because people can only be mirrors for the work that you're willing to do on yourself. I recognize with myself, every time I heal myself, right? Every time I heal something that I probably missed, or I was trying to avoid, or I wasn't even aware of, until it was brought to my attention, whether it was from ancestral trauma, generational trauma, universal trauma, curses, anything, right? When I decided to take the step to heal, I had to be brought up to speed of what it was, right? I had to have some kind of awareness in regards to why I felt how I felt. I received what I received, and this step moving forward was to deal with it to the best of my ability. And even if I felt like I couldn't deal with it alone, I received the spiritual help, emotional help, physical help, mental help that I needed to defeat it and to use it for my highest possible good. So I recognize with healing these things, I bring healing to those around me. Not only do I bring healing to those around me, I bring healing to the world by just simply choosing to be on a higher vibration, to move on a higher frequency, to be in a different dimension, to have a different wavelength about myself, because many people are on the same accord, but again, you have free will to choose how you operate. It's not about what you have, right? Because you can chase these materialistic things. You can boast about being in these rooms, being around these people, having these assets, having these vehicles, having this kind of money, right? Being around a certain crowd. You can boast about these things, but in reality, once it boils down, those things are going to do nothing for you if you're not doing work on yourself, right? Those things are merely objects. Like, once you get done chasing those things, you still have to sit with yourself. You still have to heal yourself. You still have to love yourself, instead of looking for instant gratification in the outside world, from the world that's already lost, people that are already lost. Give the unconditional love to yourself. I say this to say, you have to lay your past to rest with love. Love is the only true thing, and anyone who thinks worldly things, earthly things carry power, there's no force on this earth that is greater than love. You cannot take anything with you when you die. And that's the only way all of us are getting out of here. So you might as well start making the most of your time while you have it, especially if you've been living in ways that have brought you, and especially if you've been living in a way from your past that have brought you guilt, shame, unpleasantness, just whatever you don't understand. Choose to accept it, choose to heal it, choose to be better, and choose to carry a different frequency. The thing is, other people can only mirror what you put out. If you are putting out jealousy, that's what will be mirrored back to you. Or if you are putting out love and light, that's what will be mirrored back to you. It doesn't mean you will avoid any negative energy or unwanted energy or demons, entities, anything of lower vibrations. It just means being so still in your power, in yourself, in your magic, in your connection with self, with source, with spirit, with universe. It's not going to stop you from where you're headed. It's not going to stop you from living life the way you want to live life. There are many people that take on other people's demons, right? That take on other people's debts. And we're all here to pay karmic debts to a certain extent. We're all here to pay. You have to put in the work to reap your rewards. But sometimes we make things harder on ourselves because we try to take other people's assignments. We try to take others' dues, right? You have to let these people go through what they need to go through, because the only way you can help them is by helping yourself, and that's the truth. You don't help others by physically, emotionally, spiritually, or mentally taking from yourself to give. You help others by remaining true to who you are, because if you can overcome these things, more than likely they can too. They just have to get up out of whatever trial, tribulation situation it is that's been tormenting them, that's been plaguing them, that's been eating at them, that's been trying to keep them stuck, stagnant, not allowing them to move forward. And if you do try to take on these other people's karmic debts, their trials, their tribulations, their assignments, you will in turn weigh yourself down. Because if you're already working through your own debts, your own karma, your own situations and scenarios, and then you add unnecessary weight onto that, it doesn't balance out. You're gonna feel overwhelmed, you're gonna feel burdened, you're gonna feel tired, you're gonna feel sad, you're gonna be depressed, you're gonna be stuck. And these are not your emotions to deal with. You already have enough on your plate with working through your own emotions. Why add somebody else's emotions? Even if they want help, even if misery does love company, if you've chosen you don't want to be in that vibration for yourself anymore, don't take on the next person's either. You have to be okay with walking alone. That's the way you get to truly experience life with a fresh set of eyes, with the hunger of adventure of a child's mind, right? You want to remain childlike for your spirit to always be humble and be open and just willing to embrace whatever comes your way, whether you feel it's a negative experience or a good experience, you feel like it's joyful, you feel like it's sad, you feel whatever. We're here to feel, we're here to learn, we're here to work through. I received a couple of inclinations and nudges these past couple of months to start living and moving silently and enjoying my life privately, because your blessings are not to be broadcasted. Just like someone can be a beacon of light, another person can be a beacon of darkness, right? And whatever source, spirit, the universe is doing for you, it's not for you to put on Front Street. If you know it, you know this is happening for you, right? You're very much aware. Live in it. That's all you have to do. And I'm not saying to hide or live in silence. I'm saying to protect your progress, to protect your blessings, to protect your reality, because you don't know how you can trigger someone. We can be used in ways to heal other people or to show the path to healing, but you can also, some people can allow their mind to trick them into jealousy and enviousness, and if this is happening for that person, why can't it happen for me? Or I'm not happy for them because I can't even be happy for myself. You don't know what certain things will do to somebody's mind frame. So it's better to protect yourself from unnecessary energies, unwarranted energies, to the best of your ability. Live your truth, but also be mindful. And if you have connections already with people you feel comfortable sharing with, there you go, right? Your soul tribe. Or even if you don't have them, they will come. And maybe it's not the time for you to have them because you're still doing your work. And if you are not meant to have them, enjoy yourself. Enjoy it with your animal. Enjoy it with nature. Enjoy it with spirit. Enjoy it to the best of your ability, because everybody's situation is going to be different. I'm trying to make sure I get out everything, but it's time for Milk and Honey, and with Milk and Honey is gonna come great responsibility. I've seen it firsthand. I've experienced it. So when I say some people do not feel comfortable saying the household they grew up in or the family that they come from is wicked. And not everybody is a good apple, not everybody is a bad apple. Just because it's your parent, it doesn't mean that they are right. Don't allow somebody else's demons and entities and traumas and spirits to latch onto you, get transferred onto you, because that can prevent you from being your true, full, authentic, complete self. Some people believe because it's their parents can't do no wrong. You don't know what spirits your parents are facing, have been facing, could be facing, you know, are bringing into your reality, and it's not even yours to take on. But once it gets onto you, once this energy gets onto you, once it latches onto you, you do have to get it off of you, and you do that by remaining true to yourself. I've seen jealousy, I've seen control, I've seen kind of like hatred, I've seen it be confused with love, I've seen it be covered up with fake love. I've seen a lot of things, and it's like, even if you love these people, you have to disassociate, you have to distance yourself, you have to create boundaries, because if you are trying to walk a different path and be on a different journey than them, that's going to require you to do things differently. That means not doing what they do. That means being honest. That means being true. That means you don't have to confront them, but you don't have to be like them either. So I believe there's a fine line between control and protection. I know some parents, their idea of protection is controlling somebody's every move. We're here to be free spirits. We're here to embrace our true selves. We're here to live a life that we feel comfortable with, that we are able to individually express ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, right? Once you get on all of these accords on the same level of vibration, wavelength, frequency, you are in alignment. But if you let someone manipulate you, whether it is a parent, a mother, a father, a significant other, a brother, a sister, a so-called friend, a romantic interest, like, once you willingly give your power to these people to have any say-so in your life, you're already voluntarily releasing some of your magic to them so they can co-create in your life. It's one thing to take, advice, but even with advice, you have to use discernment, because everybody is different. What works for one person may not work for you. What works for you may not work for the next person. What works for the next person may not work for you. Only you know these things. People are very toxic. People are very narcissistic. They're covert narcissists as well. People who are unaware, people who are not in tune, people who are just lower dimensional vibrational beings. And to protect yourself to the best of your ability, you have to honor your soul. You have to remain true to yourself. Don't do something because other people are doing it. Don't do something because other people are watching. Don't do something because somebody told you to do it. Do it because you want to. Do it because it feels right. Do it because it brings you joy and you feel energized doing it. Don't do it if you feel uncomfortable or drained. 33:33 on the clock. Energy never lies. Sometimes we know when something is not right, but we choose to deal with it because we think that that's what love is. Or if we can't feel the pain, the love isn't real. Or they're doing this, or this is happening because it is love. These are all false images. It's a distortion, right? Most people will never understand that because they don't understand what true love is. True love is being able to be comfortable in your own skin, loving yourself unconditionally, whether you feel happy, whether you feel low, whether you feel plagued, whether you feel cleansed, whether you feel you're at your best, whether you feel like you're not doing so great. Regardless, you're still you. But you have to lay your past to rest with love, with becoming better, growing, ascension, alchemizing, transmuting. You have to get to a point where you are okay with being peaceful, with being still. You are okay with allowing your steps to be ordered, allowing your steps to be guided, allowing yourself to be essentially used, right, for your highest possible good, not used for your detriment, not used to abuse you, not used to manipulate you, but used in a healthy manner. That's the only thing Spirit wants for you, is for you to honor yourself, honor your soul, because by doing these things, you honor Spirit. I'm getting vibrations. I pray you're well. I pray you're healing. I pray you're getting grounded. I pray this message reaches whoever it's supposed to find. I pray you're able to release any old behavior patterns, any karmic patterns, karmic cycles, anything that has been trying to keep you from understanding yourself and understanding the connection that Source has to you, and understanding that God lives within you. You don't have to go anywhere to find it. Understanding that you are God-like because we were created in an image of love, and love is the most powerful thing on earth. I don't know if this person is working on their yard or what, but it's time to get the snakes up out of your backyard, up out of your grass. It's time to choose better, to stay away from anything that threatens where you're trying to go, that tries to impose hurt, pain, restrictions, limitations on you. Haven't you had enough of living like that? For myself, moving forward, for my own protection and to be obedient, I will only be posting what I get guided to share, which is messages, which is forms of wellness for the mind, body, and soul, whether it's yoga, whether it's Pilates, whether it's readings, whether it's singing, art, whatever, animals, nature. But other than that, I'm going to keep things very simple, because you have all that you need. You don't have to go to a certain place. You don't have to be around certain people. You don't even have to have certain things in order to be happy. Happiness is whatever you make it. Success and successfulness is whatever you define it as. It's not about having so many homes and, breaking your back to make sure you're able to keep up with these earthly, worldly assets. It's about enjoying your life and loving yourself to the best of your ability, that you are able to pass that energy on to somebody who is in need. You're able to put that energy back out into the world. I'm going to pull one card just for those who like it. I don't need to, but I'm just going to pull one. Most High, I welcome you. Any door that is not of you, I ask that you shut and close. Most High, please allow me to channel one card, one message for the collective. I ask that you allow me to pull on the energy of the collective and on myself. I ask that you allow me to read for the collective and not myself. Any hexes, black magic, curses, evil eye, I ask that it return to sender ×3. I welcome only love and gratitude, and I release that back out into the universe ×10 as well. Angels, ancestors of the highest possible good, I also ask for your help as I get ready to channel this message for the collective. Please allow me to channel this message to the best of my ability. Allow this message to be clear and concise. please give me one card with a message for the collective. Please use me as a vessel, however you see fit. One card for the collective, please. One card. Whatever you would like to say to the collective. So 3 of Swords is at the bottom, and 4 of Wands came out, so that's the card I'm going to take. So the 3 of Swords that was at the bottom, I'm not going to read on it, but it represents, because it's in the upright position, it represents heartbreak, division, loneliness. So for anybody who's dealing with heartbreak, division, or loneliness, just know things happen, right? Rejection is God's protection. You don't know what is actually going on behind the scenes. You don't know how people are really living, because majority of the time people are not truthful. Everyone lies, right? We lie to ourselves sometimes. So if somebody who lies to themselves, often at that, how will they be able to be truthful with you? You don't know what they're into. You don't know really how they carry themselves, which is why it's important to allow energy to speak for itself. The way you show up, the way you treat people, your mannerisms, your characteristics, that alone tells about your aura. And most people are spiritually messed up. And if they are spiritually messed up, they will be of no asset to you. They could only bring you harm. They could only bring you confusion. They could only cause you heartbreak. It's not going to be anything healthy. You can't expect healthy habits from someone who's not healthy. And you cannot change anyone either. The only thing you can do is remain true to yourself. So loneliness, I feel like, is common, because there will be times where you feel alone, but you're really not alone. You just can't see the spiritual magic behind you or beside you or working in your favor. So if you feel alone, more than likely that is where you need to be right now to get your business in order, to get your finances, to get your health, to get the way you view things in order, the way you handle your business, get it all on the same accord. Because if you are doing good spiritually, mentally, emotionally, it will tie into physically. It will start to manifest within your actual reality as well. I, 'cause the main thing is the Three of Swords reminds us that life can be a painful thing, but there is always hope that calmer tides are ahead. So trials and tribulations are written for everyone. There's no escaping that. But once you get through these tides, once you get through these traumas, once you release these curses, once you confront these demons, once you allow your past to be laid to rest with love, just imagine what's on the other side. It can be a little scary because you don't necessarily know, but look at what you made it through. It only has to be better, but you have to believe that. You have to want that. You have to know that for yourself. You have to be so self-assured. You don't even have to fake it. I don't believe in faking it to make it. I believe in really knowing, regardless of what's going on, regardless of what time of day it is, regardless of what's been happening, regardless of what has happened, regardless of what is happening, I'm good regardless. Like, you have to have that same mindset. So for the Four of Swords, I'm sorry, bug, can you get off my card? Bruh, get off of my card. I'm trying to read the Four of Swords. Okay, hold on. It's literally the next page. Upright, recuperation, contemplation, self-protection. And these are specific words that I have been explaining to the best of my ability this entire video. So, a sloth hangs from two swords fixed in the sky above. Sloths are slow creatures, languid and unbothered by the world around them. They move only when they must, purposefully exerting effort to satisfy their fundamental needs and little else. The Four of Swords is a card of meditation, contemplation, and recuperation. It reminds us that we don't need to spend every waking moment in a hurry to be protective. So take your time. For the world is in a hurry, but the world is in chaos. The world is in confusion. The world is lost. You don't have to be that way. Take time to know yourself. Take time out to learn yourself. Take time out to nourish yourself. Take time out to love yourself. Take time out to build yourself. Confidence, integrity, respect, loyalty to yourself, self-love, I don't know if I already said that, but if I said it a second time, that's what you need to work on. That's what I'm always working on. Your self-respect, the way you view yourself, right? Like, and to build your connection with Source, with Spirit, with God, with the universe as well, because your ancestors, angels of the highest possible good, they want to help you, but you have to open yourself up to the help. You know, they're going to do as much as they can for you out of the love that they already have for you. But you also have to get to a point of where, you know, you accept you cannot do it alone, because you can't. Nobody can. Sometimes the best thing to do is slow down and appreciate a quiet moment. So take a moment out for yourself, whether it's boiling yourself some tea, whether it's drinking yourself some tea, going to get tea, taking yourself on a walk, just being still, listening to a frequency, listening to meditation, you know, writing mantras and repeating them to yourself as often as you need, you know, just taking a moment to be aware, to be still, to be peaceful, to be present, to be conscious, to be thankful, to be grateful. When upright, the Four of Swords indicates that it's time to take a break. You've recently hit a milestone in your journey towards your ultimate goal, and this is the sign that you need to recharge before setting out on the next jaunt. So brace yourself for what's ahead by taking the time out to rest, recharge, rejuvenate, accept everything that has happened, everything that has brought you up to this point, everything that you've been through. Know it was not in vain. Give yourself a pat on the back, you know, tend to yourself, pamper yourself, like treat yourself, and continue to do it along the way, because more things lay ahead of you, more things are going to be in front of you. But You don't need to worry about that right now. You just need to worry about right now, right here, how you feel, how you can better that, what's going on. When upright, the Four of Swords indicates that it's time to take a break. I just read that, but I guess I had to read it again. Even the most driven individuals need to slow down occasionally. If you've hit a rough patch in a relationship or at work, it's time to hit a pause and recuperate from the blow. It can be a challenge to take a break from work and other people, but there are other things you can do while resting. So I know these obligations can get you tied up and make you feel like you can't slow down. You know, you have to be somewhere, you have to show up for this person, you have to show up for work, you have to do this because you said you're gonna do this, or you have to, you know, you just have to. Like, what you have to and what you need to do is ultimately what you feel is important. So make sure the same loyalty and the same obligation that you allow others to place onto you, right? Sometimes you don't even sign up for it. That's just what you do. You fall into the habit or cycle of doing it so often, so now it's a normal thing, right? Make sure you make that same obligation to yourself. Self-respect, self-integrity, self-love, self-healing, self-loyalty, self-gratitude. I'm trying to think of another word. Self-dignity. Assess your progress thus far and focus on where you want to go next. You'll find that once you come back from this break, things will be much more manageable. And you know what? Because the Three of Swords had flipped back to that page while I was trying to read the last page of the Four of Swords, I'm going to read the last couple of sentences. You probably didn't see this coming, but it's a signal that you must seek catharsis from the pain. Allow yourself an outlet to release negative feelings clawing at your insides. Once you've found release, only then can you concentrate on how to move on. While the pain is an important facet of life, you must be careful not to internalize it if you find you are prone to being hurt by the words and actions of those around you. You may need to dig deep to find the root of these wounds and take the steps needed to heal. If you're undergoing deep emotional pain, someone close to you has hurt you to the core with their words, actions, or intention, and you felt blindsided, forgive them, but most importantly, forgive yourself, because forgiveness is love, is a way of love. And don't place more trauma, pain, emotion into something that is already touchy-feely, right? Things are going to happen out of our control. You have to learn how to roll with the punches. You have to get so grounded in yourself that someone's presence, someone's absence, someone's attention, someone's energy, someone's affection, someone's neglection does not disrupt your peace, your state of mind, your mental, emotional, spiritual health, you know, your wellness of what you're already doing for yourself. They can only add to it, but they can never remove from it. And once you get to that point of being perfectly okay, some people will not know how to take that, right? You might not even know how to take it at first. That's called self-love. That's called working on the discipline of love for oneself. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm not gonna lie to you and say it's easy, but you know what? It's a hell of a lot better than freely giving out your magic or your power to someone that's not their assignment. You're assigned to your magic. They're assigned to their magic, whether they use it for good or they use it for bad. Just like you're assigned to your magic, whether you use it for a higher vibration or a lower vibration. I have a friend who's been calling me Medusa. And you know what? I'm going to say this mantra for myself, this protection ritual spell for myself as well as for you. May any and all evil eyes casted upon you go blind when it comes across your energy, when it tries to penetrate your aura, when it tries to steal, kill, destroy, cause confusion, or take something that is written for you to have, right? May anything that is not yours turn into stone, for it has been written, so it will continue to be done. Do not take on energy that is not yours. Do not take on anything that you have not been assigned to. Remain obedient to yourself, to spirit, to source, to the universe, to the universal laws of karma, and most importantly, to the divine. Surrender to the divine so you can continue on this path of progression. Thank you for tuning in. Namaste.